Hey, what's happening, nation? It's Joku. Wanted to put my keys to victory out there tonight for you guys. I got 5 for the offense, 5 for the defense. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and hear what your 5 are on each side of the ball, so please feel free to hit me up in the comments section. We have a true test week 1 playing this Ravens team. I really do think that we're going to end up beating this team, but we're going to have to be able to hit these keys on each side of the ball if we're going to make that happen. So we're not going to waste too much time. We're going to go ahead and jump into it. Just real quick before we got started, Antonio Brown ended up losing his grievance against the Raiders, so we did not end up paying him a damn thing. $30 million back in Mark Davis's pocket. I was really happy to see that. That dude did not do shit for us. He was a complete waste of time. So suck it, AB. You deserve absolutely nothing from us. And I'm really happy that you got absolutely nothing for us. All right, man. So let's go ahead and do this. If you're new to the channel, please do think about subscribing. I really do appreciate that. It really does help me out and keep me growing. We're going to start on the offensive side of the ball. And we're going to start with the offensive line. Apparently, Richie Incognito is not going to be playing in this game. So that means we're either going to end up seeing Simpson or we're going to see Martin playing in that left guard position. I honestly think it'll be okay, at least for 1 week, just to kind of get us through. I knew this offensive line wasn't going to be perfect all the way through the season. I was really hoping that it was going to be perfect week 1. And we were going to be able to see all our starters actually on the field on the offensive side of the ball. It's going to suck not having Richie out there. It's a big gaping hole in our offensive line. But I really think Simpson should be able to step up. I'm pretty sure he's going to end up getting the starting nod. And so as long as these guys can gel and they can make some lanes for Josh Jacobs, Derek Carr does not get super fast feet and start launching that ball before plays develop, I think we should end up having a decent shot at being able to move the ball and being able to take a few looks down the field. But this offensive line probably is the biggest key to victory on the offensive side of the ball. If our offensive line falls into place, you're going to see this entire offense start clicking. I think you're going to see some incredibly long, time-consuming drives trying to keep them off the field as much as possible. And I think we should be able to do that in this game. Key number 2 on the offense is going to be Ruggs and Edwards. I know we are all expecting them to have huge breakout seasons, and I know I'm going to catch a little bit of shit for this, but the bottom line is Ruggs and Edwards are complete question marks at this point going into this season. They both got banged up in their rookie seasons. They both had weird, pretty shitty off seasons as far as being their first year coming in and camps and everything being all messed up and teams not really being able to work together until the very end. All those things combined can really hurt somebody's rookie season, and we saw it happen to both of these guys. Neither one of them ended up playing a full 16 games, but in the time that they did play, Ruggs had 43 targets, 26 catches, 450 yards, and 2 touchdowns, and he ended up playing in 13 games. Those are by no means stellar numbers coming off your rookie season. And Bryan Edwards did even less than that. He only ended up having 15 targets for 11 catches. He had less than 200 yards last season, and he scored 1 touchdown. I'm really expecting high things from both of these players, but these are 2 guys that are going to have to come out there and legitimately prove it on the field, because as of right now, other teams have no respect for either one of those guys. And I know you guys are going to give me shit for that and hit me up in the comments section like, Joker, you have to respect Ruggs' speed. Yeah, you do have to respect Ruggs' speed, and I completely agree with that. But if you drop a safety back on his side and you kind of double him up and ladder him going deep, that takes a huge chunk of his game away. And Edwards is going to have to come out and establish himself as that possession receiver. If both of these guys can come out and make the impact that I truly believe that they can, you're going to see it completely open up for Waller and completely open up for Foster Moreau. And it's going to make it to where teams cannot stack the box against us, which is going to completely open up Josh Jacobs. Ruggs and Edwards are a huge key not only to this game, but to this Raiders entire season. These guys have to stay healthy and they have to be able to make the impact on the outside, because if they don't, you're going to see teams playing us exactly like they did towards the end of last season, to where they would just stack the box, double up on Waller, and then just kick the shit out of us. And it sucks to say that, but we all saw it happen. So Ruggs and Edwards, time to step up. The time is right now. Key number 3 on the offensive side of the ball is Josh Jacobs. I understand he's been a little bit banged up, but he is going to be playing and he is going to be fine for week 1. We have to be able to establish the run game. If we're going to be able to win the time of possession game and be able to make these long drives and march down the field, Josh Jacobs is a key part to that. I understand this kind of falls back on that offensive line, but even if that offensive line isn't firing on all cylinders, Josh Jacobs has to be able to fill that void and make up that gap. We're going to need some big plays out of him tomorrow, whether it be in the running game or him catching some passes out of the backfield. I honestly don't think he's going to end up breaking 100 yards, but I think he's going to be right around that 85 to 90 mark with a diving touchdown over the goal line to get us into the house one time. That's all it will take for us to be able to establish this game and be able to win that time of possession battle. Out of all these offensive keys to victory, I fully expect him to come out and have a hell of a game Monday night. That kid is a crazy talent, and I'm expecting another huge season out of him. Key number 4 on the offensive side of the ball is red zone scoring and red zone play calling. If we get inside the 20, we cannot settle for field goals. The Ravens will make you pay for that, and we will end up losing this game. Once we get into that red zone, John Gruden has to be able to open this up. Derek Carr has to be willing to take his one-on-one shots, and we have to continue to just try to pound the ball down the Ravens' throat. This is where I'm really expecting Foster Moreau and Brian Edwards to shine and get us over that hump to where we can actually start pushing the ball in when we get into these red zone situations. Gruden has talked time and time again about his red zone play calling, and it does. It sucks, and he knows it sucks, and I'm really hoping that he does something about it. Because if I have to sit here and watch another season of the most predictable red zone offense marching down the field, it's going to fucking drive me insane, and I'm going to end up losing my mind on one of these live streams. Do not be scared to try something new. It will not fail you, I promise. And key number 5 on the offensive side of the ball, this one's pretty self-explanatory. Carr needs to be able to take some shots down the field. He needs to be able to stretch this field and keep this defense honest so they do not start pushing up on us. If he gets into a true one-on-one situation with either Ruggs or Edwards on either side, he needs to take that shot and put that ball up there and keep the Ravens honest. Hopefully our offensive line will hold up long enough for plays to develop so Carr will have time to take these shots. And that's going to be a huge key to him being able to stretch the field. I really think if we can pull these 5 keys off, this offense should be clicking. We should be able to put up a decent amount of points, and as long as that defense can slow them down enough, we should be able to walk out Monday night with our first W of the season. Moving over to the defensive side of the ball, key number 1 is going to be that defensive line. I want to see that rotation. I want to see if we can generate pressure. And I want to see if we can generate interior pressure, because that's something we have been lacking for a good minute. Yannick and Max should be able to seal those edges. And I'll tell you right now, Yannick's going to be playing this game with a chip on his shoulder. And I really think you're going to end up seeing him get to Lamar Jackson 1 or 2 times, which is going to cause him to start getting double teamed, which should open up Max Crosby a reasonable amount. He should be able to control his side of the ball this game. But I'm really going to be watching to see how our backups do and the guys that are rotating in on those ends. I want to see Cleveland Farrell take that next step. He has to be able to do that, or his time is going to be short-lived on this team. And this could end up being his last year as a Raider, and I do not want to see that happen because I think that would be a huge, huge mistake. Nassib is another one that I want to keep an eye on. I don't think he's going to have too much of an impact on this game, to be completely honest, but he is going to be rotating in and out. And after last season, he honestly has a ton he has to prove to me. And then Kuntz. I really want to see what Kuntz can do. A lot of people have been asking me, are we going to run a spy on Lamar? And if so, who is it going to be? I really think if we do, it's going to end up being Kuntz. And if that is the case, you're going to see him on the field probably more than Nassib, not as much as Farrell. But I want to see Kuntz on the field. I think he brings a very high intensity level. I think he brings a lot of speed at that position, but we have to be able to give him that opportunity. And we have not done that for a lot of players that have washed off this team, and it kind of pisses me off. But at the same time, they never made the impact to get that play time. Kuntz, the door is wide open for you. Go ahead and take advantage of it and lock yourself down a spot on this team and see if you can move up that depth chart a little bit. Because I really think you have more talent than both those dudes that are sitting in front of you right now. Key number 2 on the defensive side of the ball, our linebackers need to be able to cover running backs, tight ends, and possibly wide receivers. Gus Bradley's system puts our linebackers in a lot of different coverage situations and in a lot of different assignments. These linebackers have to be able to play fast. This is a big reason of why I think Nick Wachowski ended up getting bumped back a spot, is because he doesn't have the same coverage ability as some of the linebackers that we have on this team right now. That's why missing a guy like Morrow and missing a guy like Javen White really kind of takes a hit on our team. The more pressure that our defensive line can generate, it's only going to help this linebacker core look that much better. Slant routes and running backs out of the backfield has been the Achilles heel of our defense for years and years. We have to be able to take that shit away. I'm really hoping that Abrams being in the middle of the field is going to help with those slant routes and really make those tight ends and wide receivers kind of second guess going across the middle. but we have to be able to cover these running backs coming out of the backfield. And I will tell you right now, I understand we're playing Tyson Williams, but they also went out and signed Latavius Murray today. He's going to be playing in this game. Tyson Williams is not the rookie running back that you're expecting to come out and rush for over 100 yards in his opening game debut, but we are the Raiders, and we have seen some stranger shit than that happen to us. But we should, on paper, be able to bottle up this running game pretty easily. You're talking about Baltimore's depleted running back room of dudes either being banged up or done for the season before the season even starts. It's incredibly bad luck for the Ravens, but it is a huge advantage for us, and we need to take every advantage we can get in a game like this. This game is a huge tone setter for our entire season. So linebackers, please, as a group, step up. You're going to be the group that I'm most keyed in on through this entire game. We need you to make an impact. We need these new linebackers that just came onto this team to be able to step up and show that they still have the speed and the passion for this game and that they deserve to be the starters on this team. I'm really hoping they can do it. It's been a good minute since we've had some solid-ass linebackers on this team, and on paper, this room's looking incredibly good. But they need to get on the field and they need to show it. Key number 3 on the defensive side of the ball, we need to take away that deep threat. Brown and Sammy Watkins can both stretch the field. We have seen Sammy Watkins in the past do some damage to our defense. And when a guy like Lamar starts scrambling around and buying that extra time, and then you're talking about our secondary being able to keep up with a dude like Brown, who's just been given a full 5 seconds to get away from whoever's covering him at that given time, he's going to end up making his move and getting away. Taking away the big play has been one of the biggest problems for this team, especially in the passing game. I really think that this new revamped defense, though, is going to look a hell of a lot better in those situations. Key number 4 on the defensive side of the ball is going to be Gus Bradley's play calling. I really just want to see how he sets this defense up on a play-to-play basis and how he kind of establishes the identity of this defense to start the season. He has a history of doing pretty damn good against mobile quarterbacks and being able to keep them in the pocket and forcing them to win the game with their arms or with the running game. But I am super excited to see Gus's new defense. I'm super excited to see how he uses these players. And I want to see if this defense looks faster. I want to see some consistency on the defensive side of the ball. That's the biggest thing I want to see Gus Bradley bring to this defense. And key number 5 on the defensive side of the ball is just going to be keeping Jackson in the pocket. If we allow him to be able to scramble all around and keep our defense on their heels this entire game, he's going to end up exploiting us because of that, and it's going to end up opening the running game regardless of who that running back's going to be. We have to be able to seal those edges, and then we have to bring that pressure from the inside of the ball. We need to force Lamar Jackson to beat us with his arm, not his legs. It is not an easy task to do. That kid is a very special talent in this league. But if this defense is as good as I know it is, this should not be too tall of a task for us, and we should be able to do it. So that's pretty much it, man. Those are my 10 keys to this game. Be sure to hit me up. Let me know what your thoughts are on it. Score prediction, Raiders 38, Ravens 24. I really think the Raiders come out and make a statement in this opening game. And I think Derek Carr ends up having one hell of a game. If we can start off with a big win against the Ravens week 1 at home, I'm telling you right now, it's going to set the tone for this entire damn year. Win or lose, we have to prove that we can make a statement. If the Ravens come into our house week 1 and blow our fucking doors off, it's going to demolish this entire team's confidence level right off the rip. So we just have to keep it competitive. We have to play fast, and we just kind of have to set the tone that the Raiders are a new team and we are here to stay. And we are not screwing around this season. If you get in our way, we will run you the fuck over. So that's pretty much what I have for you guys tonight, man. Be sure to click that like button on your way out. Hit me up in that comment section and let me know what your thoughts are. But until next time, guys, I'm Son Joku. Thank you very much for checking it out. You know, I always do appreciate that. We will catch you guys on the next one.